welcome back everyone for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And we're going to continue on day 1 of the trial in the case against Miles Edgeworth. And this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, just to give you guys a little bit of a warning, because we are going to do the rest of day 1 trial here. That way we can get it done and over with. In the next video we will be doing some more investigating. But anyway, before I get started, hopefully you guys have a good day today. So without further ado, let's continue on with the trial. Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness. Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hurt take the stand? Take the stage? Lotta Hurt, you a research student at a university? That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? You all need to learn some manners. Understand! Yeah, I understand. Very well. Your testimony, please. Witnesses count. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car. I heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw 2 gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Enough! Huh? Judge! She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accepted as evidence. Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately. As the witness testified, she looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So, the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth. Order! I will have order. Well, Judge? The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant... Well, wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet. A cross-examination? Hey there, Epic. We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or, do you claim to have found a contradiction in the testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick? Contempt? Contempt of court, you know? I guess I understand. Well, what are you gonna do? Do you really think there's a contradiction with the facts in the testimony? I think there was. I think I noticed one little thing. Well, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take them on. Yeah. I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Very well. I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time. Cross-examination, witness's account. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight. She was in her car. Why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Let's press further. Miss Hurt, could you be more specific about your research? What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with his case? The answer is nothing. I object to this line of questioning. Objection sustained. Ooh, wait now, I'm the one who says that. Well, then say it already! Objection sustained. Thanks for nothing, Your Honor. Heard a bang. So, you weren't looking at the lake at that time? Nope. I looked after I heard the noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. She looked out the window, she saw two people on the boat. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Yeah, the one, you mean the one that's covered in fog? Uh-oh. We'll press further. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. He jumped in quick. He's hiding something. There's another bang. Were you watching the very moment the shot ran out? Let's go ahead and save. I should save at the beginning of every cross-examination, but I'm gonna save now. Well, yeah, sure. You asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright, not meaningless babble. Ron Karmer, I think I hate you. He's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? Wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat? There weren't any contradictions in there. Sorry, Nick! If only my sister were here! Maya's really taking this hard. Okay, let's try this again. Let's go ahead and save. Oops. No. I don't want to do that. Wrong button. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. That sounds pretty sure. Let's back off for now and see where this goes. Lotta seems pretty sure of herself. I'd better not forge blindly ahead here. Still, this whole thing stinks. There weren't any contradictions in there. Sorry, Nick, if only my sister were here. Maya's really taking this hard. Okay. Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. Huh? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really... Oof. I hope your next contradiction is... wait a minute. I hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to this trial. Witness, continue the testimony. Actually, let me save. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure. Yeah, she already said that. Sounds pretty sure. Let's go ahead and press further. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake? It almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hurt, you... Mr. Wright, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained. That's what I'm... Sustained! Yes, of course. Oh, great. Enough! I think we've all heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. It seems you're unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting. But, Your Honor... You keep your promise. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts. But by holding you in contempt of court. And if that happens, you have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Uh-huh. Nick! Lotus testimony is fishy, Nick! Really fishy! I know what you mean, but if I can't say anything, what can I do? I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision. Then, pass your judgment. Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. What? Who was that? It was me! Maya! Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities? No, I do not! Lana hurts! Your testimony stinks! It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake! It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth! Tell us the truth! This is a matter of life or death! Lana! Did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol? You will stand down. The court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst. Answer me, Lana! What's the big idea treating me like some kind of criminal? I saw him. I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough! Judge, declare the defense in contempt of court. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Good. Escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave. No. No! Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor! Nick is innocent! Ha! What's the difference? All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong. Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hurt just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony, and I have a right to cross-examine her again. Order! 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 You're in contempt of court. It's too late for wild claims. Judge, sustain my objection. I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I could not. What? Miss Lotto Hurt has made a new testimony. The defense does have a right to cross-examine her again. But he's in contempt of court. No, I am! If you're gonna arrest someone, arrest me! Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately. Nick! I did what I could! You have to do the rest! Good luck! Maya! I care not for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. Hey there, Devin. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here, or else... Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, that last statement. I saw it clear as day. The man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Let's go ahead and save. And I think I have an idea. Let's go ahead and present. Got you. Got you, Miss Hurt. Finally. But what? You got what? Look at this photograph. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So, hey there, Kevin. This picture was taken with professional high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What? Mr. Wright has a point. That's why I told her not to say that in a testimony. Please. Yet, now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself. Miss Hart. What? Could you see the defendant that night? Of course. I said I could, and I meant I could. Then please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. With this testimony, how Edgeworth was seen. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I was finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out in the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. You used binoculars? Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Ray. Let's go ahead and save. One thing about this game, you definitely want to make sure, especially on court days, you save as often as you can. This one better be good. Okay, it was a cold night. Once she was finished, she got back in her car. And she brought her binoculars. Binoculars? Yeah, binoculars. Yesterday you mentioned that you were out looking for shooting stars, correct? Well, yeah. Wouldn't you need a telescope, not binoculars, for that? I've got doubts about your camera, too. Was that really to take pictures of meteor showers? The camera is irrelevant to this case. You can't say that for certain. Mr. Wright. Is the camera really relevant to this case? If you believe it is, you may continue with the line of questioning. But know this. If you find nothing with this, there will be consequences. Well, Mr. Wright, do you wish to press further about the camera? Absolutely. This is make it or break it time. Camera is of utmost importance, Your Honor. It is perhaps the key to this entire case. Therefore, I will continue my line of questioning. Wow, maybe I went a little overboard there. Very well. Miss Hart, you will testify to the court about the camera. Yeah, I hear you. The camera is set up to take pictures of a meteor shower. Okay, let's go ahead. And... oh. Objection! You are photographing shooting stars? That's a lie. So it says who? I saw the camera you set up yesterday. It was pointed directly at the lake. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. Oof. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. Well then, what exactly was she photographing? Your Honor, take a look at this. What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? Take that! Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph. What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Oh, the sighting at Gourd Lake. Well, Miss Hart? I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at that lake trying to photograph this Gordy. Oh, if you want to play that game, Lotta, I'll play along. I have it. Proof. Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. And no joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy the lake monster? Well, it should be none other than this. The proof, Miss Hurt, is you on camera. Your camera is set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, the photograph here taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you had set your camera to respond to loud noises. Order! Order! I see. I too thought that was a little strange. Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hurt? You were camping there to try to take a photograph of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah. Not bad. Oh, are you lawyers that smart? So, smart boy, I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What you just used several precious minutes of our time to prove is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. But hey! But, as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason, I know it. But what could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. Miss Hart, why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony. Right, fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. That's a double negative. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it. Witness testimony. Lotta's new testimony. Actually, I'm not a student at a university. Yeah, she's starting to sweat a little bit. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it would be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at that lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched that boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the men's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. That's very interesting. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. And I'm gonna go ahead and save.
Objection!
The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or a photographer is no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with any another pointless cross-examination.
Objection!
I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Ron Karma's up to something, I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction? Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself, you must have something in mind. Ha! That'd be a first. Haha, very funny. You understand that this is your last chance at a cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Okay, cross-examination. She's not a research student at a university. Photographer. Imagine what scoop it would be. That's why she was camping by the lake. Oh, she was hiding. Look straight at that lake. Were you?
Objection!
Miss Hurt! Were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person would be looking at it. I agree. Any normal person would. But you are far from normal. What? You don't want to step over here and say that? You were camping at that lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning that lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Ah. Order. Continue, Mr. Wright. You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well? Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all. Well, Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then? Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, you know, I could be a witness to a murder and all. I kinda got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat, till now. This is totally uncalled for. But hey! You got the photograph. You got proof. Still, we can't see who's shooting who in this. Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness! That's enough! You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What was she gonna say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. But you really can't tell from the photo who was shooting. That's why she said she's gonna enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite, but should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let us show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth, or worse. What should I do? Well, make her show the enlargement. Miss Hurt, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court?
Objection!
But because it does not exist. What are you all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place, you old fool. Haha! Oh, we're getting somewhere now. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma? Miss Hurt. Show the photo to the court. Show us the enlargement.
Objection!
The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence. Objection denied. Actually, it should say overruled, but whatever. The witness will show the enlargement to the court. We're gonna go ahead and save. Here it is. Oh, wait a minute. We still cannot see who was firing in this. But I noticed something, guys. Remember the evidence that remember when Gumshoe testified and he's talking about the pistol? He said that he found prints of Mr. Edgeworth on it, well, Miles Edgeworth, who was holding it with his right hand. But look where the gun is at. It's at the left hand. It could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence. Lake photo added to the court record, taken automatically on 12/25 at 12:15 a.m. Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. Oh, there's something. You asked for the enlargement. You got the enlargement. Yeah, after you said it didn't exist, you liar. And little good it has done for any of us. You seem sure about that. That's why I requested she not show it. I suppose this means that the cross-examination is over, obviously. Then, I would like to close the cross-examination, Miss Lotta Hart. And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time. Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add? I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required? Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict. Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere. This is bad. Real bad. What should I do? Object to the enlargement. Your Honor, there is something decidedly strange with this enlargement. Well, what might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo was strange? Let's go ahead and save. Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. And it's right here. Here, Your Honor. The shooter? I'm not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange? Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor. The hand? That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does what? This man's left hand does what? Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. Well, I talked about it before, and I was talking about the pistol. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding the pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in his photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth. Now that everyone in the courtroom has quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. If Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim? Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Well, definitely wasn't Miss Hurt. Wasn't Larry, nobody said anything about him. So if it was only Edgeworth and the victim out in that boat, and it wasn't Edgeworth, so the obvious answer here has to be the victim himself. There's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself. Order! Order! So, you were saying that the victim committed suicide? Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation. Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question. But what? An examination of the victim's wound reveals the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter? That's 3 feet. There is no way it could have been suicide. Order! Order! Mr. Von Karma, are you sure of the accuracy of your data? Of course. I had already considered possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy report updated in the court record. Oh, here we go with the updated autopsy report. Time of death, sometime on the 24th or 25th. Shot from approximately 1 meter away. I see. Very well. Allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun revealed that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. The court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. That is all. This court is adjourned. And here we go. That is day 1. December 26, 1:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew. That was a close one. Hey! Now, is it just me, or does Edgeworth in that clip look a little bit like Andrew McCarthy? For those of you that know who Andrew McCarthy is, some of the older viewers might know. Some of the younger viewers might not know who I'm talking about. Don't you have anything to say? No, I have yet to be declared innocent, Ray. Well, yeah, but what happened out there on that lake, anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who... The shooter was about a meter away, too. But what? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look. I'm gonna go check on Maya. Oh. Right? What? Tell her something for me. What? Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. Would it kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth? Yeah, really. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. I thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course she didn't see the shooter, so the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. Lotta's deposition added to the courtroom. I heard two sounds like gunshots just after midnight on 12/25. Hey there, OP Sonic. To be continued. And that is where we're gonna call it here for this video. But yeah, a couple days from now, we will be beginning day 2 of the investigation and look further into what the heck is going on here. And the more that this unfolds, the more we're beginning to find out just how crooked of a man Von Karma really is. So hopefully we'll dig up some more stuff on him that makes him look worse than what he already does in our eyes. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'll be seeing you guys again next time.